With the holidays in full season, I want to talk about a fear that I hear from engaged couples. Sometimes it can turn into kind of a touchy conversation. It's what if our marriage ends up repeating our family's patterns? Not because anybody's family is bad, it's because family dynamics are powerful. Recently, Rick and I were watching the Christmas episode of The Bear. It's called Fishes. If you've seen it, you know it's a lot. And as we watched, there were moments where we thought, oh, wow, that's just like, well, so and so. Maybe not in the crazy dramatic way, but in some of the small things. The tension, the unspoken expectations, the way stress can show up in conversations around the table. And then there were moments that felt almost too intense, like, okay, this has to be exaggerated. And that's when it clicked for me that family influence isn't all or nothing. We are not doomed to repeat everything that we've seen, and we don't have to reject everything either. What we do get is the opportunity to choose. So let me give you 3 helpful ways to have a conversation with your partner about your family or theirs. First, name the pattern, not the people. Instead of saying, my family is chaotic, and then naming how each person individually creates the chaos, say, in my family, holidays feel really intense. That shift matters because it removes blame, it lowers defensiveness, and it can keep the conversation in a place that looks forward to the future of your marriage. Patterns in your family are information, but they're not predictions. The two of you get to decide what your vibe together is going to be. Are you going to join in on the chaos, or are you going to sit back and watch it all unfold together? Second, decide what feels true for you. Watching The Bear reminded us that not every family story is ours to inherit. Some dynamics in your family are exactly how you want to feel. Maybe you're super close and you talk regularly and you want to make sure that that continues to happen. Others, maybe you're trying to get away from parts of your family life where you don't exactly fit in or see eye to eye. Have a conversation with your fiance about what you want to be true in your relationship, the parts that feel genuinely you and the ones that don't. A forever marriage gives you the space to decide what kind of environment you want to create together. Third, create a pause point. A practical way to avoid repeating old patterns is to create a pause point. When emotions rise, you pause, not to avoid, but to reset. That pause is often what separates reacting out of habit from responding with intention. Start the conversation now about how the two of you can be the most healthy with your emotions. Make each other the safest place to be able to have intense conversations, but also be able to say, I'm going to need to take a little time before we continue this. And you have each other's backs. If you've ever said or written something that you regret, it was probably because you were reacting in the heat of the moment. So if you take that intentional time, you can avoid repeating patterns that may be destructive. We are influenced by our families, but we're not trapped by them. Awareness gives you choice. Conversation gives you direction. Preparation gives you freedom. If this is something that you would like help navigating before you say I do, that's exactly what I do with pre-aisle commitment conversations. I would love to set up a free 15-minute call with you to talk about pre-aisle, answer any questions, and you can decide if this is the type of pre-marriage coaching you are looking for. And if you want a simple place to start, download my free wedding and marriage planning checklist. It has a timeline of all of the important wedding details, but also conversation prompts that you and your fiance can have right now about things like family patterns and other important topics. Respecting the past doesn't mean you have to repeat it. Start having great conversations now to create a future marriage exactly like the one you dream about.